Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and this is something I probably need to address because I've also seen a few subscribers and other people comment and say this thing around the internet, and I saw Jerry Ward actually say it in a video the other day of basically saying, oh, Jason didn't invent his 5x5, he didn't invent it, it was invented by whoever. A couple different people have been actually listed that I've supposedly stole 5x5s from, and actually those people didn't invent 5x5s either. 5x5s are so old that anyone who actually knows who invented it is dead. The first man to popularize 5x5s, they were already being run in the circles that he trained in. We don't know who started it, and that's Reg Park. He died before many of you watching were actually born, and he didn't actually say specifically who he got it from or where he got it from, just that it was kind of popular in the circles he was training in back in the 50s and 60s. So the origins of the 5x5 are actually unknown. But Reg Park popularized it back in the 60s in magazines, and then later through the 70s and 80s, Bill Starr popularized 5x5 methods, full body 5x5 methods for football players and NFL players. And then later it got repopularized again right around the change of the millennium, around 2000, by a guy making a program called Strong Lifts 5x5. Now, what I did, I saw the program and there were things I liked about it and didn't like about it. I felt like the guy who wrote the new Strong Lifts, which is the one I've been really heavily accused of taking it from, which I've admitted I used that as a kind of a starting point, but I saw problems with the program, and so I needed to change it. I thought it was a decent program, but not a particularly great program the way he had it written. And I had a friend who came to me many years ago who was a police officer who needed to get bigger and stronger because he had to tackle someone who had been playing high school football. He and several other officers had to drag this guy to the ground, and they got beat up pretty bad trying to do it. And he came to me as like a 30-year-old man saying, hey, I've got to get bigger and stronger. I'm getting too old to do my job. I need more muscle to look slightly more impressive and intimidating, and I need to get stronger. Can you help me? So I looked at the Strong Lifts and said, this is a decent base template, but there's problems with this. Let me take it back to similar to what the older school 5x5s were, add some extra exercises in because it's really an incomplete program, and adjust the progression based upon kind of more modern linear progressions that people are using, a lot of coaches are using out there. So I just kind of rewrote it a little bit, and I had this guy run it. Well, when I started a YouTube channel, I said, hey, I don't have any programs out. I've already written this program and run someone through it for like 9 months. Why don't I just make a video on this? It wasn't something to where I said, hey, I'm going to make a bunch of money doing this. I didn't know I was going to make a couple $1,000s off the program, which I actually have for a number of different reasons due to articles and commercials, but that wasn't my intention. When I put the program out, I don't remember the specific number, but I had somewhere between 10 and 25 subscribers when I made that original video and put it out. And I think that actually got me up to, over the next couple of weeks, because the program kind of was liked and seen by people, I ended up getting to like 100 subscribers because of the program. So it's not like I was a big time YouTuber or making any money. I hadn't made any money yet off of YouTube when I put that program out. So just so that people understand, it wasn't me saying, hey, I'm going to make thousands of dollars off this program. It was me saying, hey, let me just put out a decent program because I see some problems with some of the 5x5s that have been put out more recently. Let me make it a little better. Let me make it more useful, and let me create a maximum hypertrophy program based upon this template. And that's what I did, and it just became popular. And you know, the thing is, guys, I went with 5x5 because I'm like, well, because it looks catchy enough in the title, and it is an old school proven method that people will probably consider running it, because that 5x5, it looks kind of catchy. But I didn't have to do it as a 5x5. I could have done a different rep and set scheme. There's a lot of options available there. I didn't have to go 5x5. I could have run something with similar workloads and volumes, and people would have gotten really similar results. It's not that 5x5 was magical or mystical in any way. It just looked good, and I figured, well, you know, if I want a few more people to run it, if I want 20 or 30 people to run this program one day, it might be more catchy. And I inadvertently ended up making 5x5 somewhat popular again by doing that. I didn't invent the 5x5. I never claimed to. I just repopularized it like the last 3 people have done. But those 3 people, the guy who wrote Strong Lifts, Bill Starr, and Reg Park, who popularized it in different generations before me, didn't write it either. They all took it from somewhere else. And you know what? All of you guys who have a chest day didn't invent chest day. Every guy who writes a program that has a chest day and a leg day in it, they didn't write that either. That came from the 1980s out of bodybuilding magazines. And you know what? So what? We all borrow material from the past and build up on it. That is how all of this works. There's not that much really new in fitness these days. It's just a matter of finding what works and repopularizing proven methods and trying to find new stuff that go with them. And that's all I did with the program, guys. And it's really silly when people are like, you stole it, you stole it. I'm like, from who? We don't even know who originally came up with 5x5. They're long dead. You can't steal an idea from a dead person. You can just repopularize it. If I knew the name of the first person who wrote it, I'd be more than happy to throw their name on it and give them credit. But I don't know who they are because we don't know where Reg Park got it from, but we know that he had said at one time other people were running it. He's the first person to popularize it, but he didn't even write it. So all I can do is throw the names of people on it who have repopularized it a couple times. And that's what I've done. So hopefully that clears that up, guys. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.